The Family Circle Cup, a major tennis prize for the top women players. 8 times the champion, Evert Lloyd, and she's in the finals again today. Through the years, many young players have tried but failed to stop her. Last year, it was the attractive young Argentine, Gabriela Sabatini, a Family Circle finalist, but like so many teenagers before, unable to dethrone Evert Lloyd. Yesterday, another promising 16-year-old denied by the champion, Stephanie Rahe, a tall Californian, a promising game but excused in straight sets. Today in the finals, it's still another 16-year-old challenger, nearly half Chris's age, West German Steffi Graf. Talented beyond her years, seeks her first ever pro championship. Graf in the far court yesterday earned her way to today's finals with an impressive straight sets victory over U.S. Open champion Hana Mandlikova. Graf's forehand unerring and her solid total court game impressive. Her first win over Mandlikova offers Graf hope for an even bigger upset today. Just 16, Steffi Graf, the '84 Olympics winner, seeking a rare accomplishment. She's 0 for 6 against the 31-year-old Evert Lloyd in quest of an unprecedented 9th Family Circle title.
In my mind, I'm gone to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it just like a friend of mine? You hit me from behind. Yes, I'm gone.
On a beautiful day from the Sea Pines Racket Club on Hilton Head Island, South Carolina, Family Circle Tennis is brought to you by Today Chevrolet, who invite you to live the style, the performance, and fun of Chevrolet in '86. By Stouffer's Entrees and Lean Cuisine Entrees, quality prepared foods for the way people eat today. And by Del Monte Fruit Snacks, a powerful, good snack.
Whisper something soft and kind. And hey, baby, the sky's on fire. I'm dying, ain't I? I'm gone to Carolina in my mind.
Among the Carolina pines and the azaleas surrounding the clay rectangle here at Sea Pines Racket Club, a sellout crowd for the finals of the 14th Family Circle Cup. It's the #1 seed, #2 player in the world, Evert Lloyd, against the #3 seed and #4 in the world, Steffi Graf. Hello, everyone. Dick Enberg with Bud Collins, and we welcome Joanne Russell to our NBC team as we look ahead to the French Open and Wimbledon. And we're talking generations here, are we not? Evert Lloyd, for 15 years, was back in '70 when she first beat Margaret Court, and everyone said, who is this young girl? You knew her long before that. Against Steffi Graf, half her age.
Well, I think Steffi definitely has a chance. What she has to do is play her own game. Now, that sounds pretty simple, but Chris forces everyone to play a different game. She makes you go for the line instead of playing the percentage shot. So that's what Steffi has to do, play her own game.
I guess Chris really has dictated to all these youngsters to play her game, maybe one exception.
Well, Martina Navratilova is one of the few people who puts Chris out of her rhythm, and that's how she beats her.
Let's see, Bud Collins, you're the historian, but as I recall, 1970 Margaret Court, Steffi Graf was 1 year old when Evert Lloyd won her first big match.
Dick, it seems to me that you're very indelicate in continually alluding to the age of a senior citizen,
but
Evert Lloyd. However, this is still Chrissy's sandbox. She's won 93 out of 96 sets in this tournament. She's won 46 out of 47 matches. And as she does her fade toward Medicaid, I think she's playing the best tennis of her life, and it's only going to get better. Look out, kiddies.
Well, Steffi Graf with a chance, however. She's never won a pro tournament championship. Today, she meets long odds against Evert Lloyd, the defending champion here at...
The Spectrum, as slick as city rain.
If you want to feel the city, you got to stay loose and cool your heels. Lay back and watch the rain come down, and let your baby take the wheel.
Spectrum from Japan for Chevy and...
Get real fruit energy. concentrated in Del Monte fruit snacks like yogurt raisins or tropical fruit mix. Tasty, chewy snacks packed with concentrated fruit energy. They're a powerful good snack.
Have you tried an A1 steak burger yet? It's juicy, tasty, and delicious because A1 has special herbs and spices and was created for steak. And what's hamburger but chopped steak? A1 steak sauce makes hamburgers taste like steak burgers. Try it.
Anchor has created beverageware as unlimited as your imagination at prices that won't go beyond it. Anchor beverageware from Anchor Hawking. We're with you every day. Win $10,000 instantly in the Anchor's away game. Look for specially marked packages at participating stores. When we created our very own seasoning for Lowry's restaurant back in the 30s, people would do almost anything to take it home with them. So to avoid any unnecessary embarrassment, we proudly introduced Lowry's seasoned salt for the home. Ever since, people have been discovering Lowry's has the perfect blend of herbs and spices. So whatever you're making, there's one seasoned salt worth taking. Shaking. Lowry's, the original.
Well, welcome back. The brilliant sunshine typical of this week and the brilliant play we've enjoyed. Steffi Graf, number 4 in the world, 16-3 here in 1986. Yesterday she talked with Bud Collins.
If I'm going to play against Greece again, it's going to be the 7th time. And
0-6.
Yeah, it is, but I'm going to try to win.
Is there the feeling in your mind, though, that one day it will happen against Chris?
I'm sure it has to. I mean, I hope she's going to stay there a bit longer in the tennis to have the chance to win against her. Maybe tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow is today, and there is Steffi Graf, and here is how the young West German arrived at this afternoon's final. Joanne?
Well, she got a bye in the first round, and then she took a very international route. She defeated Mercedes Paz of Argentina, then went on to Tina Scher-Larsen of Denmark, and whipped up on Manuela Maleva of Bulgaria, and then defeated the number 2 seed, Hanna Manlikova.
Now, that would have to rate as one of her bigger wins for Steffi Graf, and opposed today the defending champion, Chris Evert Lloyd. For a long time, this talented lady from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, has kept a wary eye on the teenage core.
I've never lost to Steffi, but she, like all the other 16-year-olds, are only getting better. And she's improving, and she's really hitting her forehand very, very hard. And for her to beat Hanna Manlikova is a great win for her. And I have to play like I did today.
Bud, she brought out the forehand to Steffi Graf, perhaps an early scouting report for us.
I think Steffi will hit a few backhands today because she does hit every backhand, flat slice and topspin, but she's a little cautious yet with her topspinner. Now, Chrissy's toughest set was her first of the tournament, a 12-10 tiebreaker against the German lefty Sylvia Haneke. Then a Canadian, Helen Kalesi, a Czechoslovak, Helena Sukova, and finally, keep your eye on this name. From Highland, California, Steffi Rahe, 16. She's going to move.
Yeah, that score is misleading, 6-2, 6-1. It took Chris an hour and a half to dispose of Rahe. Neither player in the finals today has sacrificed a set in the tournament. We're ready to go.
Bye-bye, Dry.
Bye-bye, Dry. I'm giving Tone a try. Bye-bye, Dry. I'm giving Tone a try.
Say bye-bye to dry skin with Tone. Tone has 2 moisturizers, glycerin and cocoa butter to help retain moisture and leave your skin feeling soft and smooth.
Bye-bye, Dry. I'm giving Tone a try.
Help your skin feel soft and smooth.
Bye-bye, Dry.
Try Tone once and you'll say,
Bye-bye, Dry.
This week, we're previewing 3 hot new releases from Lean Cuisine.
And what a delicious lineup it is, food fans.
Tuna lasagna with spinach noodles.
Veal primavera positively vibrant.
And a tempestuous turkey Dijon.
And as usual, Stouffer's Lean Cuisine brought each one in for less than 300 calories.
But it's the taste that'll make these new Lean Cuisine entrees big hits.
Get in line right now.
I'm on my way.
What?
3 new Lean Cuisine entrees from Stouffer's.
True Value Hardware Stores, exclusive retailers of Harvard cutlery, are proud to present one of the great chefs of Chicago, Jean Banchet.
I demand the finest quality tools to prepare fine cuisine in my kitchen here at Le Français. And with Evert Catley, I get the superior quality and performance I need for preparing everything from truffles to venison. Evert Catley, professional quality knives, exclusively from True Value Hardware Store.
Chocolate is scrumptious when it crunches. That's why I love Nestle Crunch.
Milk chocolate, so creamy, blending crispy, ooh, so dreamy. Gotta have it, it's so scrumptious. Love that chocolate when it crunches. Scrumptious. Chocolate is scrumptious when it crunches. That's why I love Nestle Crunch.
Chris Evert Lloyd, her 15 years, 251 tournaments played to a relative handful for Steffi Graf. And this is a rather remarkable statistic. 146 tournaments won by Chris Evert Lloyd. No other man nor woman can make that claim, and yet Steffi Graf, with all her success, is still looking for that elusive first.
It's a long time in coming, and it becomes a larger obstacle all the time, but she'll get it because she's going to be a very fine player.
Head-to-head, 6 times they have met, and Chris Evert Lloyd not only has won all 6, but hasn't given up a set. What is your thought, Joanne Russell, about Graf's chances? Obviously, she must start quickly and hold her service.
And I know yesterday Chris mentioned her forehand. It is a good weapon, and against Hannah, it was terrific. But Chris is a different player than Hannah is, and I didn't think Hannah played up to her potential yesterday. And Chris, although she's saying she's going to play Steffi's backhand, don't you worry, there's going to be a lot of balls going over to her forehand to challenge it.
Well, I think we got to watch Chris to be a creeper, to come up there. Now, yesterday, in the first point of the match, which was lost somewhere in Shibe Park or something like that, Chrissy came up to volley. She startled Ray. She startled me. She may have startled herself. I don't think she's ever come up on a first point in her life before, and she is showing more volleying ability, and this is all part of her self-improvement program. I said to her the other day, my theory on you is that you are going to outlast Martina Navratilova, you're going to outlast me and Enberg and Russell, you're going to outlast everybody. And she sort of smiled and said, well, I haven't thought, but I really think she wants to retire with that tournament victory record so far out of reach that nobody's ever going to get it. And I also believe her when she says, I can improve 10%. She said, I must become a better athlete. I'm working on that all the time. I must improve my technique. She said, for one thing, she said, I used to use a Western grip on my forehand volley. And she said, this is why Boris Becker doesn't volley very well. She said, I've now changed. And she said, he'll change too.
Steffi Graf will serve. Best 2 of 3. Tiebreaker sets.
Oh!
Played Graf's backhand with every stroke and wins the point despite a fine try by Graf.
Now, this is what I mean. Steffi hits it on the line, and she really thinks she has it. Chris makes a great get, and then she tries for a little too much, misses the ball.
Love 30. I think Steffi's going to hit a few backhands today.
Definitely. But already, Chris has changed the rhythm of Steffi's game in 2 points.
At times, we'll be able to offer you an exciting angle during the course of play from our little pencil camera located at the net. Ooh. Ace, first of the match, and it's 30 all.
30 all. 40-30.
Steffi won the German juniors 18 and under at the age of 13. Started playing when she was 4 years of age. It's wide, and Graf holds from love 30 down. Graf wins the opening game.
Every Monday through Friday, Mike Horner drives his Chevy S10 4x4 to work
Hi, Mike.
and back. But on Friday, November 9th, Mike made a different kind of commute. The Baja 1000, North America's most punishing off-road race. Day and night, Mike drove over the worst terrain imaginable. Could an everyday Chevy S10 survive? It not only survived, it won its class. So no matter what kind of commute you have to make, nothing works like a Chevy truck.
Makes the unique cranberry taste so good.
Cranberry juice cocktail.
Makes you feel so good because it gives your body what it needs.
Cranberry juice cocktail.
Tastes so good and makes you feel so good because it's Ocean Spray.
And you know that's good.
Cranberry juice cocktail. Cranberry juice cocktail.
It's good for you, America, from Ocean Spray.
This job, I need the strength of a man's antiperspirant. Speed stick.
Today, there's Lady Speed Stick Antiperspirant. Effective speed stick protection made for women, so it's gentle.
I'd love a woman's antiperspirant that could keep me dry all day.
Lady Speed Stick glides on dry to help keep you dry and odor-free all day.
With my active schedule, delicate antiperspirants aren't enough.
Lady Speed Stick protects you like a man.
And treats you like a woman.
Lady Speed Stick.
By Menon.
Introducing new Tyson entrees, your passport to a world of great tastes. International classics like exotic chicken oriental with crisp snow peas. Romantic chicken francais with green beans almondine. And zesty chicken fiesta with Spanish rice. Treat yourself to delicious Tyson entrees.
Sensational.
Tyson entrees, your passport to a world of great tastes.
That is Peter Graf on the right, the father and the coach of Steffi.
And Michael Venberg, who is her hitting coach. And Peter is very cleverly sitting in a first-row box out of the view of referee Lee Jackson, who's been chasing him all over all week for coaching from the sidelines.
Nicely done.
Love 15.
Unlike so many of the American teenagers influenced by Chris Evert Lloyd, Graf, not a two-handed backhand player, helped her on that point. Both women grew up on this surface. Chris, of course, through the years has really dominated all, and until recent years, everyone except Martina on the clay surface. Once won 125 matches in a row.
Both had a lot of paternal help. Jimmy Evert took Chrissy to work with him to Holiday Park, where he was the teaching pro in Fort Lauderdale. And when Peter Graf found his daughter's liking for tennis, he simply built an indoor and outdoor court for her at their home.
Net for service. Ooh. Almost an ace by Chris.
Net for service.
Bob Fortescue Christian, our net judge today, middle left of your picture. A great, great, great nephew of the original, Fingers Fortescue.
But for a couple plays at the net, Graf could have already won this game. It's 30-all.
Now, this is what makes a champion. Look at those feet, and she's got her rack in ready position, and she just touches it over. And because Steffi has such a big backswing on her forehand, she hits it right in the net.
Line.
Where Chris has improved the most. Look at that, a lob volley. And the best thing she does here, she keeps coming back into the net. And she sets it up, and now look, a volley play here. She moves perfectly towards the ball and makes a great shot. Her doubles has really helped her in her singles volleying.
And she's in the doubles final today, alongside Annie White.
And the game to Evert Lloyd. And she won that game at the net.
Wendy Turnbull is one of Chris's regular partners, and she told me they do a volley overhead drill that Chris could not do in the beginning, where you hit a lob, then you shoot a volley. You have to come in after the overhead, and now Chris does it every day, and it really has improved her volley.
The old Aussie backbreaker drill.
Love 15.
Already over $106,000 for the year, Steffi Graf. Martina Navratilova, the prize money leader, over $356,000. First double fault.
30.
Graf had to bail herself out of low 30 on her first service game.
Love 40.
You notice how Steffi runs around her backhand and hits a forehand. That's actually one of her better forehands, is from the backhand corner.
Love game against serve for Chris Evert Lloyd, who takes the lead 2-1.
What does it take to transform raw materials into fresh ideas? Imagination. At Quasar, we're obsessed with imagination and what it can bring you. Quasar, out of our minds, into your hands.
Chocolate is scrumptious when it crunches. That's why I love Nestle Crunch.
Milk chocolate, so creamy. Blending Krispies, so dreamy. Gotta have it, it's so scrumptious. Love that chocolate when it crunches. Scrumptious! Chocolate is scrumptious when it crunches. That's why I love
Now there's a beautiful disposable. Personal touch disposable. This week, we're previewing 3 hot new releases from Lean Cuisine.
And what a delicious lineup it is, food fans.
Tuna lasagna with spinach noodles.
Veal primavera positively vibrant.
And a tempestuous turkey Dijon.
And as usual, Stouffer's Lean Cuisine brought each one in for less than 300 calories.
But it's the taste that'll make these new Lean Cuisine entrees big hits.
Get in line right now.
I'm on my way.
Good.
3 new Lean Cuisine entrees from Stouffer's.
Take your seats quickly, please.
Colette Evert, John Lloyd, the husband of the defending champion, 8 times the champion of the Family Circle Cup, and now with a lead in this opening set 2-1, Chris Evert Lloyd. John, Chris married in April of '79.
Love 15.
You mentioned the 8 titles, Dick. No player has dominated a single tournament during the professional era as Chris has this one. Won a tournament 8 times and lost only 1 match.
Rare mistake.
30.
And an opening for Graf to break back. The mountain of honors that this woman has earned.
I voted for her.
Staying on Graf's backhand is Chris. It's 15-30. Well, there's evidence as to why Chris is staying away from Graf's forehand. Double break point.
And you notice you have to get it right in that backhand. Otherwise, as Steffi did there, she runs around it and hits a forehand. And she comes in and takes advantage of that shot. She just didn't let it bounce and keep the ball in play. And that's what she'll have to do the whole match.
So Graf a couple of chances to break and even this first set at 2-all. One chance erased.
30-40.
Chris sets this up perfectly. She hits 5 balls to Steffi's backhand and then wails one down the line for a winner. And she did that by working Steffi's backhand.
And Graf has broken. It's 2-all.
Game, Graf. Games are 2-all.
Ow!
15, love.
Wade Harris changed his call. He flashed a good signal, but then called out.
Well, the umpire's definitely not overruling here either.
Too close to overrule.
Quiet, please.
Dwight Blakesley, the umpire, wisely does not consider overruling.
15 all.
Out. 15-30.
The line.
Ooh. At conference, Chrissy and Bruce Paris on the baseline.
Now, this is a first. I have never seen her go and stand next to the linesman.
Catching her breath as well. A long, arduous rally.
She can't believe the call on the baseline. In fact, in the very first game of the match, you know, she's showing 2 fingers there.
Now, this is a little irregular. After the score has been called, to call the linesman out, and umpire Blakesley, we've seen this before, and it's a bit irregular, and this is what happens when you become a legend of tennis, Chris Evert Lloyd. When you finally ask for the mark to be checked, sure, they'll check
Well,
it.
yesterday they called the score a bit too quick. Here's the ball.
Tough to see from that angle. Wonderful save by Chris, and good volley by Graf to go 30 all.
You notice how Chris never gets rattled? All that noise, speaking to the linesman, she still hits a solid return, and Steffi's the one that makes the error.
Working on the backhand, it pays off. Chris Evert Lloyd has broken again, takes the lead. We'll be back after these words from your local station.
Evert Lloyd.
Andy Griffith's back. Shazam. Opie's back, and Barney, too.
10-4.
With Gomer and Goober and Thelma Lou.
Old friend.
They're all back for all new laughs in America's hometown.
What do you think? Outstanding.
And they'll shoot the works when you return to Mayberry.
Right in the fast lane.
A world premiere movie tonight.
It's something to do something about.
Michael Gerber
And when you have problems, call them.
and Thomas Travisano. They took sound business practices and made them simple.
Michael Thomas Corporation, will you hold, please?
They grew
Michael Thomas Corporation.
and they
will you
grew.
Hold, please. Hold, please.
In the world of small business consultants, they became very big. Their only problem, their phone system. It simply couldn't handle success. That's when Pacific Bell stepped in.
Michael and Tom were very excited when I told them about the Pacific Bell Communications Management Service, Centrex. It's totally flexible, no limits on growth, and no new equipment to buy. We took away all their worries so they could go do what they do best.
Michael Thomas has grown successful by giving simple advice.
Well, you have a lot of choices.
Their advice on phone systems?
If it were up to me,
That's simple, too.
I'd call them Pacific Bell. They've been a great deal of help to us.
What every business needs is an overnight express with dependability. Why, I can set my watch when Jim here makes his morning delivery. Dependability. I call for an urgent pickup, presto, Laurie's here. Dependability. And when Glenn comes for his evening pickup, we know it's time to close. Dependability. That's why my overnight express is potato later, pizza later,
Purelator.
courier. Make a note of it.
For dependability you'll never forget, remember, Purelator Courier.
During the towel-off, Chris Evert Lloyd requested a change of that linesman on the baseline.
And you can see Bob Christian, the net judge, is telling Bruce Paris, who was on the baseline, to change chairs with Barbara Gstell. So Barbara is now the baseline's woman, and Bruce Paris is directly behind Steffi Graf on the right sideline.
Now that is a different Chris Evert Lloyd at the net, because before she never would have expected this to come back. And look, she makes a nice volley, nothing too fancy, into the open court.
She was certainly well positioned. We're going to see more of that from Chrissy this season.
Oh!
Not up.
Didn't bounce at all. 15 all.
15 all.
Well, I haven't seen that before here, because John Pazik does such a splendid job of maintaining these courts, but apparently a pebble or something got in there.
I actually think that hit the line, and no matter what you do, it's always going to take a little skid when it hits the line.
Unrelenting to the backhand of Graf. And the 16-year-old West German wins that long rally. It's 15-30. They had 3 straight service games, lost 3 consecutive breaks.
Well, that can happen on the clay with women. Don't hit me, Joanne. Defend you the point, then, if you...
Happens to men, too.
It does, indeed.
Especially on clay.
Oh!
Ooh.
First double fault for Chris Evert Lloyd, and a double break chance for Graf to get back at 3 all.
Boy, that's a terrific volley.
30-40.
I like the look of Chris Evert Lloyd. Nice touch volley. And on clay, that's really tough because the ball sits up. So unless you make a perfect volley, Steffi Graf, who's very quick, will run it down.
There's that inside-out forehand, Joanne, and it's 3 all.
Game Graf. Games are 3 all.
Here's a look from our little peanut camera here. And Steffi wins that point because she waits until the very last minute. And Chris has already committed.
Believe it or not, that is a television camera, that little lipstick size device just off the clay surface.
It's our peeping Tim.
Love 15.
Chris is so smart. She loses 2 points because she just gets into a belting match with Steffi Graf, and on that return, she lobs to the backhand, changes the pace, and Steffi makes an error.
We'll be tracking that unforced backhand statistic.
Love 30.
So 4 straight service games lost, and Graf in the hole again, love 30.
Steffi puts Chris out of position here. Now wait, she waits. Chris commits to the right. Steffi hits to the left. Simple shot.
Double break point for Chris Evert Lloyd. Television is deceptive. One might think, just looking at the sizes of these two women, that Chris is the taller of the two. Not true. Graf is 5 feet 8 inches tall, 2 inches taller than Chris. On the line.
Ooh.
And the return of favor. Chris disagrees again.
Now, Dick Saunders is asked right away by umpire Blakesley to check the mark. Now, that's the way it should be handled.
Score 30-40.
This can make each of the players very nervous, constantly changing the calls.
Ball. No consistency.
Right.
No slice backhand that time as Graf rips the winner to earn deuce.
And Papa's smiling.
And she still hasn't gotten up to about 10 topspin backhands, but she just rips the ball here and passes Chris clean.
I remember in that marvelous U.S. Open match, 3 tiebreakers in which she beat Pam Schreiber at Florist Flushing Meadow last September.
Well, from 15-40, advantage Graf.
And in that entire match, she beat Schreiber in the quarterfinals. Graf, of course, Schreiber was hanging on the net on every point, and Graf only hit 1 topspin passing backhand. And I said, well, at least you showed you have it. And she said, yes, I can do that more often, but I must build the confidence. She's building it now.
And the game to Graf. Chris with a couple of break chances, but Graf survives. It's 4-3. Before Chris Evert Lloyd's run of 8 Family Circle Cups back in '73, there's your first winner, Rosie Casal.
The Rosebud. What a shot maker she was. She beat Nancy Ritchie. There's the man who started the tournament, Bob Young, former boss at Family Circle with the referee Lee Jackson. Oh, Rosie Casal. Has there ever been a better pure shot maker, man or woman, than Rosie?
Not that
Joanne?
I've seen.
No.
Love 15.
Well, that's a strong statement. The two of you are saying that Rosie Casals had the best ground strokes of...
Not necessarily the best, but she made more shots. A shot-making genius. She could do everything. I saw her playing when she was 15 years old the first time. My goodness gracious. Look who's up there.
Ooh, I love it.
15 all.
Here we have it on a little peanut camera, and she uses the whole court on this. Steffi runs off the court to the right, then she runs to the left, and Chris has a little winner. She must love it up at the net.
She's learning to love it. Oh! She used to think it was purgatory.
Wide. 15-30. Chris recognizing now that she's in for a battle against Steffi Graf. It's 3-4, 15-30 in the first set.
One good thing about being German is that you can get away with saying a few words.
With what she
and you
just
don't get a
said.
penalty. She was saying, oh, I missed this ball by a hair.
Oh!
Chris doesn't like that call.
Oh, gosh. And the second double fault, and break point goes with it. Graf a point away from a 5-3 lead here in the opening set. And she has broken again. That's 3 straight times that Chris Evert Lloyd has lost her service. And now Graf serves for the set.
The most amazing thing in that game was that Chris made 3 unforced errors on her backhand of all strokes to miss a ball on. She never misses over there.
Is that nerves?
Hey, everybody gets nervous.
What, we're talking about Chris Evert Lloyd. I know everybody else gets nervous.
That ball looked long.
Low 15.
Bjorn Borg would get nervous. He said, I get nervous, I hit cross court.
Love 30.
Well, when this kid learns to follow one of those shots to the net, she is really going to be a tremendous tennis player.
I have played doubles with Steffi, and she does have a very nice net game.
Yep.
But maybe she's in the same boat as Chris. She's just learning to be confident there.
Exactly.
Well, it took Chris, what, to age 30 before she has shown confidence in playing a more attacking style, and here's Graf, only 16. One has to think she's going to be really something special in the next 3-4 years.
She's not going to wait 14 years to go to the net, I don't think.
Wide and a double break point.
15-14.
It built today, this Sunday, is a very special day for the West Germans. Bernhard Langer, the defending champion of the Masters, still very much in the hunt there. Boris Becker and Steffi Graf both in finals today. Becker has lost. We'll give you that score in a moment. And Evert Lloyd breaks back. They're on serve. 5-4 Graf.
Game, Evert Lloyd.
At Duracell, we had to go to the ends of the earth just to top our own copper top. The result? Today's highly improved copper top battery. So improved, it'll last up to 30% longer than the ones we made just 1 year ago. At Duracell, we go to great lengths to stay ahead of the pack. Duracell, when it comes to making them last longer, we never stop.
Come on, come on, come on, come on over to the right side.
For great fruit taste.
Tell Money Light. You work hard with your body, work hard for your body.
Del Monte vegetables are picked and cooked the same day to help seal in nutrition.
So you better treat it right. Finally the day is here, and we brush back a little tear, thinking of the joys of life as man in white, with all of our families near. Oh yes, my love, it's me and you. Oh yes, my darling, I do. We shared your joys, we dried your tears, we touched your life through all these years. Kleenexes, bless you.
A good workout keeps me in shape, but it also makes me pretty sore. You know what I use to take care of those sore, aching muscles and joints? Myoflex analgesic cream. It's effective. And with Myoflex, there's no burning, no grease, no odor, so I don't smell like a locker room. Oh, and another thing. For the 6th year in a row, Myoflex has been recommended by more pharmacists than any other pain relief rub. Myoflex. I should know.
Dick Enberg with Bud Collins, Joanne Russell, Chris Evert Lloyd serving to stay in this first set. I want to send along our very best to all the good folks out at the San Diego Tennis and Racket Club. Scripps Hospital Hospice Program for the Cancer Center there. They're going to raise somewhere around $70,000, Bud. And a good friend of yours playing in the celebrity tournament today, Karen Hans-Sussman.
What a wonderful person and player. And you're going to be part of that, Dick.
Well, got the schedule turned around, or I would have been there today.
Love 15.
Karen Hans-Sussman won Wimbledon in '62.
Steffi set this up with a great drop shot, and she goes the same way again. The last couple of passing shots of Chris at the net have been that off-angle forehand.
Nicely done by Graf. She's 2 points from the set.
Love 30.
Well, it's pretty interesting because Steffi now is exploiting Chris's backhand. You notice her backhand slices have gotten shorter and shorter, and Chris is being forced to come up and then run back.
Whoops.
Whoa.
She thought it was a fall. Dick Saunders. Now, Graf was very ill-advised. Dick Saunders comes out.
Oh.
Oh, and corrects himself.
Clay does tend to bring out this sort of behavior, doesn't it?
Dan Guyton, excuse me, Dan Guyton is the service linesman.
No, it's not Clay.
Well, you can see the mark. That's why they feel that they can go out and make a change, or it can be questioned. Wide, and it's a triple set point for Steffi Graf.
And Steffi was so sure of herself. I thought she'd made a terrible mistake stopping the point there.
That was pretty brave of the girl, because you play everything is the rule.
Yeah.
I mean, forget it. These guys out there, they might not change their mind.
And Steffi Graf, for the first time in her 7 meetings with defending champion Chris Evert Lloyd, has won her first set against Chris.
Game and first set.
6-4.
Graf, 6-4.
Breaking her 4 straight times.
Yeah. And Chris gets a little unlucky break there. And this time, she goes a different way. And it's that slice backhand that's actually setting it up. And once again, foot speed. She's there in plenty of time. Set point.
Lucky 13. That's the 13th set Graf has played against Evert Lloyd, and the first she's ever won.
Well, the athleticism of Graf displayed on that point.
15 love.
That's one of the things you have to become a champion or stay a champion. Foot speed. Look at this. Just makes it over there and hits it by Chris.
We told you earlier that in the WCT at Dallas, Boris Becker in the finals against Anders Jarrett and was defeated 6-7, 6-1, 6-1, 6-4. The Swede Jarrett beats Becker in the finals. I guess Becker just isn't the same when he's not on NBC.
Now, this is definitely a different Chris, because she lost 2 points at the net, and she's still coming in, and she makes a solid shot.
Not discouraged.
And attacks again.
That was a very difficult shot that Evert Lloyd made, not only to make a good approach, but just to get it over the highest part of the net, and with depth.
And with a two-handed backhand, she doesn't have a slice, so it's much more difficult.
Break point for Chris.
30-40.
Those eyes that could burn a hole through your graphite. Chris Evert Lloyd.
I know she's burned a hole through a few linesmen out there today.
Hazel and hellacious.
Oh, big serve for Graf to pull back into a deuce. Opening the second set, Graf, if you're just joined us, won the opening set 6-4.
Ooh, right down the middle.
Oh!
Steffi's always had a big first serve, but her second serve is the place where it needed a little improvement.
Out!
Another break chance.
Advantage, Evert Lloyd.
For the defending champion. Graf held her serve only twice in the opening set. That was enough to win it.
Oh!
Chris Evert Lloyd breaks Graf to open the second set. Down a set.
Game, Evert Lloyd.
Announcing a breakthrough in travel prices. Coast to coast for as little as $66. No travel restrictions. Up to 3 additional people travel free. West Coast to New York for as little as $66 with the Sprint ER. Sprint ER, America's best gas mileage car, imported from Japan for Chevrolet dealers.
No people on Earth eat as many snacks as we do. Last year alone, we consumed more than 14 billion pounds of the stuff. Which is why Dannon introduced snack-sized Dannon mini packs. After all, if we're going to eat that much snack food, the least we can do is feel good about it. Dannon is yogurt.
A good workout keeps me in shape, but it also makes me pretty sore. You know what I use to take care of those sore, aching muscles and joints? Myoflex analgesic cream. It's effective. And with Myoflex, there's no burning, no grease, no odor, so I don't smell like a locker room. Oh, and another thing. For the 6th year in a row, Myoflex has been recommended by more pharmacists than any other pain relief rub. Myoflex. I should know.
Across the wheatlands of North Dakota, west of the Red River Valley, farmers grow a summer wheat of uncommon character. Stofus calls it Dakota Durham. Rich with protein, its amber kernels are slowly milled into the semolina that Stouffer's uses to create their own homemade pasta al dente. Now you know one of the reasons why Stouffer's fettuccine alfredo is as good as can be.
Played nearly an hour. Steffi Graf, the underdog, winning the first set. What might be the standout number there is Chris Evert Lloyd's 15 unforced errors, a high total for her. Graf 12-6 in winners. Chris Evert Lloyd, having broken Graf to open the second set, serving now one love.
But can Chrissy hold serve?
Lost 4 straight service games has Evert Lloyd. 4 apiece. Graf held twice, and that was enough to win the opening set 6-4.
She gets stung, and Joanne knows this. You take the first set from Evert Lloyd, but try to get those next 2.
love.
Yesterday, Chris said she didn't want to be out on the court hitting 20-ball rallies. Well, that was over 20 balls, and if she's lost the first set, she'll stay out there for 50 balls.
Forty love. Bud's Graf to start the telecast that Chris had lost only 3 sets here in nearly 100 sets, and so Graf winning the opener, that's news in itself. Game for Chris Evert Lloyd. She leads 2-love, second set.
Evert Lloyd. She leads 2-love.
Pleased that you've taken time to join us here on this beautiful Sunday in South Carolina. Sorry we weren't with you yesterday. Is that baseball game over by any chance, Joanne? You were following it more closely.
53rd inning. They're still playing at Shibe Park. I think that's wonderful.
Well, we're already looking forward to our next stop on the NBC Tennis Tour, which will be Roland Garros in Paris. Late May for the 86 French Open Championship, and then on to Wimbledon, and 3 servings, live servings of breakfast at Wimbledon this year.
15 love.
You know, tennis used to have abominations like that extra inning game until Jimmy Van Allen invented the tiebreaker, and I bet he could get a hold of Peter Ueberroth and give them a tiebreaker for baseball. Good play by Annalise Hunneke from Kinston, North Carolina. She caught that ball. It's her birthday today.
Well, Steffi set that up well. Now watch, this is one way to keep Chris out of that point. Just bounce it over her head.
Steffi 15.
Steffi Graf does not like the lob. Yesterday, she didn't use it against Hannah, but luckily she won. And today against Chris, she hasn't won too many points with the lob.
30 all.
30 all.
What's it like, Joanne? You've won that first set against Chrissy many times over the last 20 years. What's
20?
it like in the second set?
It's purgatory, bud. Purgatory.
And you never got out.
Break point again to go 3-love in the second set for the 8-time Family Circle Cup champion.
Before I die, I want to go to Haines City and see the court where you played Chris Evert Lloyd for the first time 20 years ago, Joanne.
Who won that, Joanne?
Well, Chris did. But it was a heck of a match.
When was the last time you beat her?
Gotta
maybe
go back
being
to the tennis
born.
here. Yeah, you beat her by 2 months.
There was a case where it appeared that Graf wanted, all the urges were to come to the net, but she just couldn't get herself to move forward and was caught in a bad position for that forehand. Another break point for Chris.
Left for third.
Chris Evert Lloyd now in command of this second set, 3-love.
Anybody can be a great chef when they start with budding meats.
And now my latest creation, biscuits à la beurre. Oh, biscuits à la beurre. And you have?
I've prepared a quiche, Laverne.
What have we here?
Gretchen.
Intergalactic.
Goodies.
Oh, cosmic.
There's so much you can make with budding meats. Just use your imagination.
Budding, it always tastes like someone cares.
Some of you are being asked to choose a long-distance phone company. If you don't choose, someone's going to choose for you. And you know how that could make you feel. So if AT&T's clear long-distance connections and full services are important to you, send in your ballot. AT&T Long Distance, for over 100 years, when you reached out, we were there. And you can keep it that way by making the choice yourself.
Ernie!
What's wrong?
Look at our oven!
You must be baking club crackers.
How'd you guess?
Club crackers bake up uncommonly light and flaky.
Boy, they sure do.
It's the light, flaky texture, perfectly blended with a light, buttery taste that makes Keebler Club crackers such a pleasure to eat.
They may be a pleasure to eat, but getting them out of the oven is no picnic.
Keebler Club crackers. Light, flaky, buttery tasting.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
Come on over to the right light.
For great fruit taste.
Del Monte Light.
You work hard with your body. Work hard for your body.
Del Monte vegetables are picked and cooked the same day to help seal in nutrition.
So you better treat it right.
Out in the bay, beautiful Hilton Head Island, Captain Tom Riley and his first mate Mary out there. Oh, somebody's got to do it. That's a live shot on a beautiful Sunday here in South Carolina. Meanwhile, things looking rosier for the defending champion, Chris Evert Lloyd. 3-love lead in the second set, down a set.
Love 15.
Chris has lost only 2 matches all year. She's 26-2 coming in. Lost to Monlikova in New York and Martina in Dallas. Caught the sideline. Love 30. I think one of the statistics that really is so impressive about Chris Evert Lloyd is since 1980, as much as she plays, she has never lost more than 8 matches in a year during this decade. 8 is the most. She's right on target this year, 26-2.
The most consistent player in the history of professional tennis.
Oh. 15-30.
Well, a pretty interesting stat is the first point theory. You've got to win that first point. 3 games in the first set, and Chris has lost the first point, and she got her serve broken. So, see here how it goes.
Oops! Whoa. That's her first ace.
30 all.
Now, this is an improved Chris Evert Lloyd serve. Look at that liner. She's tried to switch from just using her arm to using more of her legs. And if you watch her here, you'll notice a deeper knee bend on her serve.
Yeah, the defensive lob, a key to that point for Lloyd, Evert Lloyd. 40-30.
Well, that's the most frustrating thing about Chris. When you play her, it seems like she always chooses the right shot. When she's falling down, she hits a lob. When she's out of position, she hits a cross-court angle. That's her best attribute.
3-1 advantage working on the backhand of Graf. For love. At this point, Joanne Russell, Graf, let's get into her mind a bit. Now, she's up a set, but obviously in trouble here in the second. How soon does one start to think about the third set?
Well, she could be thinking about it right now, but what she should be thinking about is getting at least one game.
What? Ace, third for Graf.
A 6-0 set is not a positive note to move into a third set against Chris Evert Lloyd. Hey, if you're playing Joe Schmo, great, because you know you have that confidence to beat her, but Chris is a different person.
Love. Do you try to change your style here, down 4 love? You work on something different, try to give her something else to think about?
Yes, that's the idea. Change up, maybe go to net, hit a top spin, hit an ace. But the idea is to get one game and take that positive note into the third set.
Gets a break there. 40 love. Trying to hold her serve. She's lost her service the last 3 times.
And here's Steffi. She's saying, hey, this is for me. I want this game.
$40-15.
And she holds, and it's 4-1. Chris Evert Lloyd trying to even this match. We'll be back after these words from your local station.
Monday on You Again, when Henry catches Matt on the bottle, will he give him the boot? Then on Valerie, when David lands his first job.
You work for me.
Will he impress his new boss?
You're fired.
Then live, Country Meets Hollywood, when hosts Mac Davis, Reba McEntire, and John Schneider welcome country's brightest stars to the 21st Annual Academy of Country Music Awards, Monday.
Columbia, 1858.
Hey, buddy, how you doing? You got gold for sale, right? I can give you the best price in California.
Hey, mister, you can get a much better deal over here.
For over 133 years, Wells Fargo's come through with a fair shake for Californians.
$18.50 an ounce. That's what it's worth. That's what I'll pay.
Done. Wells Fargo Bank, still coming through today.
Now, Exxon brings you the power to help overcome knocks and pings, to end hesitation, to clean fouled fuel injectors. Introducing the new Exxon gasolines with exclusive detergent additive XCL12 to keep you running smooth. Move up to the new Exxon gasolines with XCL12. Exxon.
At Peugeot, we race so we can build better production cars. And we win more than just trophies. With
cars like the new 505 intercooled turbo. We win drivers.
Well, for 14 years, this has been one of the outstanding tournaments in all of tennis. Our thanks to Art Heddick and all the fine people at Family Circle Magazine, his wife Mary Elizabeth, enjoying the sunshine. It's been a terrific week of tennis. Jack Jones, John Marino.
I saw John Marino there, former Southern California top player. Yeah, he still plays very well. Oh, this tournament for the women, I'd say, is the #2 outdoor event, right behind the U.S. Open.
Love 15.
So here in the United States, you rate it right up that high. Huh? It long has been the kind of the coming out party for the women, hasn't it?
It was really a breakthrough for the women. When they gave a $30,000 first prize in 1973, most tournaments weren't giving total prize money of that much for the women. So Family Circle has stood behind them on their long way. Ball.
Longest point of the match. Steffi Graf earns it.
Love 30.
And Chris did everything this match. She lobbed, change of pace. That was a slice two-handed backhand. And Steffi just canes that ball on that forehand side.
Canes that ball. Triple break point.
And here's another love 15 start for Chris in this game. That first point is so important. It changes the whole complexion of the game.
One break point erased. Steffi Graf trying to get back one of the two breaks she's down here in the second set. Won the opening set 6-4.
And she obviously wasn't thinking about the third set when she was down 4-love. She felt she could stay in, and she is in if she gets this point.
Well, that's what I mean about that one game. You have to have one positive thing to grab onto, and then you build on that.
Ooh, double faults it away, and it's 4-2 Evert Lloyd in the second set. Action of the 14th annual Family Circle Tennis being brought to you by today's Chevrolet. And we invite you to live the style, the performance, and the fun of Chevrolet in '86. By Stouffer's Entrees and Lean Cuisine Entrees, quality prepared foods for the way people eat today. By Tyson Entrees, your passport to a world of great taste. And by Del Monte Fruit Snacks, a powerful good snack. Steffi Graf down 4-love in this second set. Has won the last two games. As she tries to accomplish something that has escaped her brilliant young career. Beat Chris Evert Lloyd and, more importantly, win her first professional title.
wondering if Chrissy can hold her off.
30 love.
Well, there's still a lot of this match left. I don't think she should be wondering that.
I'm wondering it.
And this, now, this is the wrong place. You moved too close to the middle.
Graf.
Steffi uses the top spin.
Mm-hmm. Well, Graf has impressed all with her ability to stay with the champion from the baseline. She certainly has held her own in the long rallies, and no one can fault her stroking of the ball in these first two sets.
And as Joanne said earlier, her legs, her quickness.
The thing I'm most impressed about with Steffi Graf's backhand is that slice. Usually what happens on a slice backhand, it tends to sit up if you come under it. But through a set and a half, Steffi's had stayed down low and given Chris a lot of trouble.
Each woman has won 8 games. Graf took the opening set 6-4, trails 2-4 here in the second, 40-30. Very big point won by Chris Evert Lloyd. Graf at 40-15, a point away from closing the gap to 4-3 in this second set.
Did you see her play when she was 13, Joanne?
Steffi? Yes,
Yeah.
I did.
Wasn't that something? Long hair, nearly down to her shoes. And she was playing a lot of serve and volley then.
Chris gave that lady a look and a half.
Barbara Stell was a little bit late with the call.
Steffi hits this. It's pretty close here. And Chris doesn't even hit it back. Once again, that's pretty brave, but you trust the linesman to make the right call.
That's wide, so break point erased by Graf. Chris was sitting on a chance to take a 5-2 lead here in the second set. thing for certain, Steffi Graf will go home tonight knowing she hit her share of backhands. Had plenty of chance to work.
And here's the Steffi Graf backhand. That was a topspin, but once we go high to low, that's her slice, and that's her bread and butter backhand. She's used that 3/4 of the time in this match.
Wide. Woo. That's the third deuce of this game, becoming the longest game of the match.
And the legs brought Graf back into that point, but she muffed the forehand.
Well, you notice how she went for the line on that ball? Chris makes you do that. She knew Chris was going to get it, so she goes for the line and makes an error.
Good serve.
Advantage Graf.
That is an incredible advantage that Evert Lloyd has. She plants that seed, and what a terrible vice she puts her opponent in, having to play perfectly.
Fort Lauderdale vice.
Right down the line, Steffi Graf has won the last 3 games. 3-4 in the second. Sellout crowd thoroughly entertained as young Steffi Graf. Again, to repeat what we offered at the very start of the match today, Steffi Graf was less than 1 year old when Chris Evert Lloyd beat Margaret Court back in 1970, and here she is trying to defeat Chris Evert Lloyd, win her first pro title. Graf has won the last 3 games and continues to battle from the baseline.
And here's Steffi Graf's slice backhand. Notice how she gets the racket head up high and goes low. She's got a nice, solid slice. She never varies.
When I said, can Chris hold her off, I was starting to get the feeling that this kid was playing Chris stroke for stroke for stroke for stroke and was a little quicker and was starting to believe she could win it.
Well, it's a huge game. Chris Evert Lloyd needs to hold to go up 5-3 should Graf break her again, it's 4-all, and then you really have to think that this is the day for the 16-year-old.
Thirty, 15.
Rare unforced error from Chris to make it 30-all.
And Chrissy has said many times she doesn't have the patience of old. She doesn't like rallies this long anymore. They used to be her meat.
Just long.
40, 30.
And you can see the spring left in Steffi's Graf's legs. Look how far she is on the backhand side to get to that forehand. And she really does hit it well. In fact, she hits it better from the backhand side than she does from the forehand side.
Three straight forehands from Graf, and two of those that inside-out cross court, and boy, the ball does jump off her racket from that forehand side. Four, 3 deuce, second set. Graf up a set. Wide. Break point Graf, a point away from 4-all.
Now what Steffi's done with her forehand here is, for the first set and a half, Steffi has gone, she's run around the backhand and gone back to Chris's backhand. Now, last 2 points, she's gone down the line to Chris's forehand.
Gets a second ball. And breaks Chris again. 4 straight games won by Steffi Graf, and they're even in the second set. Graf having won the opener 6-4. Reminder coming up next, Superstars on NBC Sports. Oh, you're going to see some of the greats from football. Willie Gault of the Super Bowl champion Bears. Mark Gastineau will do the Bud Collins Shuffle. We understand Vince Coleman of the Cardinals and many other the top stars. You see them in activities not so commonplace for them. Watch them compete on NBC Sports World next after our action from the Family Circle Cup.
See Gastineau with Oleg Cassini in that size 67 suit he was wearing? My God.
I'd just like to see him in a pair of your pants. Suddenly, it is Evert Lloyd making the unforced errors, and Steffi Graf down 4-love in this set.
And the old standby that Chris uses is play steady, and that is not good enough against Steffi Graf.
The kid believes now. She is scaling that Himalayan peak of the mind. The psychological heights of Chris Evert.
Watch Steffi Graf's forehand. Chris tries a drop shot, and it's a good one, but Steffi gets there in plenty of time and has a lot of zip behind that ball.
That point, like the last 4 games, Graf just playing flawlessly.
Well, she's in a groove now. Chris has not mixed it up enough. She's played her backhand too much. She's got to go to her forehand.
Well, this is a rare experience for all of us to see the champion Evert Lloyd being out-hit.
Seeing a great champion on the way, perhaps to her first victory. Future great champion.
Late call. Graf has held, and when we return, it's Chris Evert Lloyd serving to stay in it.
Get real fruit energy, concentrated in Del Monte fruit snacks like yogurt raisins or tropical fruit mix. Tasty, chewy snacks packed with concentrated fruit energy. They're a powerful good snack.
Have you tried an A1 steak burger yet? It's juicy, tasty, and delicious because A1 has special herbs and spices and was created for steak. And what's hamburger but chopped steak? A1 steak sauce makes hamburgers taste like steak burgers. Try it.
You're right. And the simpler I make my life, the happier I am. I went to the gym, came home, and colored my hair. It was nice and easy. You thought it was my natural color? I can't believe you didn't know. But thanks. Bill says it feels great. I think it feels like silk. It's got to go. Bill's family's coming for dinner. Yeah, the whole family. How can I sound so relaxed? Nice and easy. That's my style.
Come with me and see some of the most beautiful flooring designs Congoleum has ever created. I'm Harry Pearson, president of Congoleum, and we're celebrating our 100th anniversary as a leader in the flooring industry. To celebrate, we're introducing our new Centennial Collection. It represents Congoleum's commitment to beauty, durability, and styling. Now that I've shown you a glimpse of what we've got to offer, see your Congoleum dealer. He'll show you the way to the celebration.
Enjoy extra sugar-free gum.
You get extra flavor, extra fun, in extra sugar-free gum.
Extra, the only leading sugar-free gum with NutraSweet, gives you extra refreshing flavor that lasts an extra, extra, extra long time.
Extra flavor for that extra long ride. Extra flavor for that extra long ride. When you chew it extra, the extra fresh flavor lasts an extra, extra, extra long time.
Extra lasts extra long.
As any parent could attest, I'm sure things are rumbling much more angrily inside that man, Father Peter Graf, than the daughter, Steffi, who is now a game away from her first ever pro championship.
And to win it over Evert Lloyd, the dream, 4 points distant.
The only time that John Lloyd's wife has lost here in this tournament in her 10 tournaments, family circle, was to Andrea Yeager in 1982. Yeager was 16 at the time.
Well, at least Chris started differently this match. She won the first point. Last 3 service games, she's been down love 15, so maybe it'll be different this game.
There, Chris was looking for that forehand back to her backhand, and Graf drilling it down the line. 2 points from victory.
Now that's not really a bad forehand because she was going for it. If it was a nervous in the net kind of forehand, oh, she's in trouble. But she's still going for the line.
Chrissy must have hit the back edge of the baseline tape.
And she did. Steffi was pretty surprised. And look, she waits to the last minute. And right there, she is on top of that ball. She's going to make a good volley.
A point away from 5-all in the second set. And what would be all the more remarkable, should Graf win this game and the match, would be that she would run off 6 consecutive games against Chris Evert Lloyd, who had the 4-love lead in this set.
Evert Lloyd's backhand has gotten shorter and shorter and shorter.
No question as to the more aggressive player at this point.
Evert Lloyd.
Defending champion Evert Lloyd playing cautiously, conservatively.
Well, that style has won her a lot of matches. And Steffi's a newcomer, and she can afford to go for it.
Only 1,114.
Chris Evert Lloyd holds.
New ball, please. Game, Evert Lloyd. Game
So the string of 5 straight games ends for Steffi Graf. It's 5-all in the second.
2 points away she was on 2 occasions.
Quiet, please. 15 love.
This is a war of attrition now, and Graf is fresher, swifter. But will her nerves hold?
Thirty love.
30 love.
Yeah, there are many questions, I'm sure, in the minds of those who watch here at the Sea Pines Racket Club. One, what happens if it should go a third? And one of the questions in my mind is, what happens to young Steffi Graf should she win today? Does that push her, vault her into more international prominence, or will she be like all the rest of the teenagers that seem to fade after a promising win? Big ace. When we return, Chris Evert Lloyd will serve to stay in it.
Presenting new Tyson entrees, your passport to a world of great tastes. International classics like exciting chicken à l'orange with fruited rice pilaf. Tempting chicken sweet and sour with rice amandine. And robust chicken parmigiana with al dente linguine. Treat yourself to delicious Tyson entrees.
Sensational.
Tyson entrees, your passport to a world of great tastes.
In the 50 years we've been around, concern over water has grown. And water problems have become more complicated. Fortunately, the solution hasn't.
Hey, Kagana Man.
Don't take your water for granted. Call 1-800-447-4700. You'll get a free booklet, What You Should Know About the Water You Drink.
This is the most remarkable vacuum cleaner ever made. The Hoover Concept 2. With electronic speed control and power drive to make vacuuming easy. And with this, a cleaner within a cleaner, which detaches for cleaning furniture, stairs, and dozens of other things. The Hoover Concept 2. The remarkable 2-in-1 cleaning force. Another good reason America trusts Hoover.
Ever notice how some people wash their dishes before they put them in the dishwasher? They don't wash their clothes before they put them in the washing machine. Maybe they just don't have this new KitchenAid dishwasher.
Didn't eat all your peas.
Even this much food left on a plate isn't a problem, because KitchenAid's unique new triple filtration system with a hard food disposer gets your dishes cleaner than any other leading brand. So you can either get a KitchenAid,
Or you can eat all your peas.
KitchenAid for the way it's made.
A reminder to stay with us, NBC Sports World Superstars, to follow this final of the Family Circle Magazine Cup and a dramatic service game for the defending champion.
love.
It's interesting, Joanne, that young Graf is not letting Chris dictate the points.
No, she's not. She's hanging in there, and what she's doing is that same slice backhand. Whoops, that was a top spin.
But she's bouncy.
Yes,
fresh,
she's very,
eager.
very fresh.
Two points from victory.
15-30.
Well, she's very confident, too, because in this game, she's hit more topspin backhands than she has in the last 5.
I think she really felt she could win when she was down about 4-3. And it came to her that this would be the day.
Match point for Steffi Graf. And what a huge moment in the tennis life of this talented young player from Brühl, West Germany.
Quiet, please.
Caught up in the emotion of her biggest win ever. 16-year-old Steffi Graf winning 7 of the last games, rallies to take the set, and beats Chris Evert Lloyd 6-4, 7-5.
We asked American auto workers why they bought cars designed in Japan.
Because they're solid.
Why? Look at this interior.
Why? Well, every major part is inspected by people who care.
Why? Because I helped build this son of a gun.
These American workers are building cars they're very proud of. This, the new Nova, the result of a joint effort of General Motors and Toyota and the folks who build them and buy them. New Nova, imported from America for Chevrolet dealers.
Get real fruit energy, concentrated in Del Monte fruit snacks like yogurt raisins or tropical fruit mix. Tasty, chewy snacks packed with concentrated fruit energy. They're a powerful good snack.
Have you tried an A1 steak burger yet? It's juicy, tasty, and delicious because A1 has special herbs and spices and was created for steak. And what's hamburger but chopped steak? A1 steak sauce makes hamburgers taste like steak burgers. Try it.
Your days go by fast. Your work never seems to end.
That's why Whirlpool washers and dryers are tough on dirt, yet gentle on your clothes. They offer a super wash cycle for the dirtiest dirt and the gentle cycle for your delicate knits. Whirlpool, washers and dryers.
We're making your world a little easier. Whirlpool makes it easier for you. Whirlpool.
We said at the start it was a rare opportunity for Steffi Graf. She has produced her biggest win ever. She's with Bud Collins, as is the defending champion, Chris Evert Lloyd.
Chrissy, I know this is a difficult day for you, your second loss in this tournament after 8 victories. A new star perhaps on the horizon. Why do you think she was able to win today?
Well, I think Steffi, she was steadier than I was. You know, I was making a few more errors, and she was more patient. And I think, you know, just everything worked for her. She put a good game together, and probably the bottom line was she was more patient than I was.
More patient. Did you feel that things had changed for you ahead, 4 games to love in the second set?
Well, I think up until the first part of the second set, Steffi was making a few errors, and I was just basically playing the same way. And I think then she probably felt loose, and she started going for more shots. And, you know, really, all the shots that she tried, she made. You know, she has a big forehand and didn't miss any backhands. And, you know, hopefully that's the best she can play.
Has this kindled a fire?
The pressure's off. You know, I've never lost her before this match. And now, the next time I play her, I think I'll be a little bit tougher.
Okay, what a great champion you've been here, Chrissy. Congratulations, your 47th tournament as a professional, and this is your first victory.
Time, yeah.
Not a bad person to beat the first time. How did you overcome Chris Evert Lloyd?
Well, she wasn't really being too patient, like she said, and she did some more arrows than usually. And I think I was playing technically quite well, and I was a little bit fortunate sometimes, and I really played very well.
You made your own fortune, though. Down love 4 in the second set. Were you thinking ahead to the third set, or did you think you could win it then?
Well, I probably was thinking about the third set already, but I was trying to go for it, and was trying to hit my forehand a little bit more, and then I was getting more patient.
6 times this woman has beaten you, which is a tough psychological mountain. When did it come to you in this match that I'm going to make it this time?
Well, when I was winning the first set, I really thought, now I can beat her, and then I was down 4-love, and I thought, oh, it's going to be a third set, but you're never really sure to win against her, because she always can come back, and she always can win again, but I think she wasn't really playing too well today.
Danke, congratulations.
Thanks
we'll
very
see
much.
more. What a championship day for Steffi Graf, Dick.
Indeed, Bud Collins, and our thanks to both Chris Evert Lloyd and Steffi Graf. And she won it with that overhead, and it must have seemed an eternity before it came down, put it away, and with it, her first defeat of Chris Evert Lloyd.
You're about to enter the next dimension in cleaning systems from Hoover. With Hoover cleaning action. With electronic control on the handle. With hidden tools. Up to 4.3 peak horsepower, adjusting by itself electronically. Enter the Hoover Dimension cleaning system. The next dimension. Another reason why America trusts Hoover.
Presenting new Tyson entrees, your passport to a world of great tastes. International classics like exciting chicken à l'orange with fruited rice pilaf. Tempting chicken sweet and sour with rice amandine. And robust chicken parmigiana with al dente linguine. Treat yourself to delicious Tyson entrees.
Sensational.
Tyson entrees, your passport to a world of great tastes.
What does it take to transform raw materials into fresh ideas? Imagination. At Quasar, we're obsessed with imagination and what it can bring you. Let's go. Quasar, out of our minds, into your hands.
So as you watch match point once again, Steffi Graf, what does this do for her, Joanne Russell?
Well, some people think that she could be a flash in the pan, but no. She has been around, a semifinalist at the U.S. Open, and I think she'll continue on.
So the 14th annual Family Circle Cup Magazine Championship belongs, well, it was a family day. Father and daughter, Peter and Steffi Graf, champions here at Hilton Head.